Hey, meiotic cell division. What's up? It's the culture detective here, investigating your favorite animes. I just finished talking about the first 25 episodes of the 2003 version of Fullmetal Alchemist, aka Hakage no Renkinjutsushi. And I have the biology test and maths test tomorrow. It's the friggin' midterms. What the hell am I doing here? Anyway, I'm gonna continue with the review to part two. Let's go. But if you haven't watched the first part of the review, please go watch it. But anyway, to recap, Edward and Al were two kids when their mother died, and they tried to use alchemy to revive her, but failed. Then they grew up to work for the government as state alchemists, but ever since they had been looking for a philosopher's stone, which can create anything out of nothing. In the process, they stumbled upon Scar, a man whose family and friends are massacred by the state alchemists a long time ago. Now he seeks revenge. We also have the homunculus, who are basically superhumans trying to be humans, also by using the Philosopher's Stone. We return with episode 26, where Ed, Al, and Winry went to a place called Rush Valley and met another girl with automail, and they had an important lesson in having the right attitude to treat and use automail. The episode itself feels kind of insignificant, but it's still a really nice, decent plot, which takes creativity to write, you know? Then it's episode 27 to 30, which are way more entertaining than the than most previous episodes. Ed and Al's sensei, aka teacher, is revealed to be a woman named Izumi. And you know how Hollywood nowadays always try to create strong female characters? Well, Izumi is a strong female character, and a really well-written one at that. Take notes, Hollywood. Take notes. Episode 27 is mostly one big flashback episode showing what happened to Ed and Al during their training with Izumi, how they met and what happened since. And on episode 28, it gets even better as Izumi basically sent Ed and Al onto a deserted island again for a second time, so that Ed and Al can relearn from their own mistakes again and get a clear mind of what they're doing. And we also got some flashback scenes showing us what happened on the first time they were sent there, how they were always attacked by the masked man. But in present day, the masked man is revealed to not be a threat, but another stranger showed up. And episode 29 is unexpectedly, morbidly abstract. We resume with the storyline involving the stranger boy who seemed to have forgotten about everything and had something that Ed really wanted, something really important. Yes, there was a plot twist, and yes, the ending is going places, and it's a solid episode all in all. We also learn more about the gate, which is apparently what you see after you have failed human transmutation or after what you have almost died. And on the other side of the gate, there were actually children, or more like entities. And then we have, anyway, this is my script, and I didn't have enough time to write the script, so that's all I have right now. I'm going impromptu. So we have episode 30, which is also super duper entertaining. Armstrong had arrived at Dubluth, where Izumi and Ed and Al were staying, and Winry was there as well. And because of this boy, this stranger boy, I try my best not to spoil anything, but at some point in this review, I'm gonna have to just let out all the spoilers. But yeah, anyway, because of this boy, a huge fight in a headquarters, not headquarters, but in one of the buildings, a huge fight happened. And it was super complicated, it was super messy, but it's super entertaining. Lust and envy and greed hopped onto the action on the next episode, but apparently, yes, we have the homunculus, the embodiments of the 7 sins, but they are not all peaceful with one another as well. And on episode 31, we see that greed is kinda against lust and envy, because, I mean, he's greedy, come on. Ed and Al were also fighting against another person on the island. On episode 32, because of this Scar issue, the Scar is at one of the Ishbalite camps, or Ishvalites. So the military arrived at one of the Ishbal camps to look for Scar, and a huge freakout happened. And it was another one of those inevitable moments where you really hope that nothing bad happens, but at the end something bad happens, and you're like, damn it. And after the whole fight with the boy thing, Izumi sent Ed and Al to Dante's house. Dante is apparently Izumi's teacher. I'm just gonna leave it at that. If you have seen the show, you know what's up. But when they were there, Greed showed up and a huge attack happened, which had led to episode 33, where, again, I don't want to spoil anything, but one of the characters were kidnapped, and there's this huge scene where they were just trying to save that character who just got kidnapped, and it just gets really complicated. And again, amazing fight scenes that always involves creative alchemy. And on episode 34, we realized that Greed isn't really a bad person at all. And we have Lust and Gluttony, who are bad people, more like bad homunculi. And yes, I really love how this show handles its characters. A lot of the characters in the show has a lot of depth, including Greed, who isn't the deepest character in the show, but on the surface, he seems like a greedy brat who just hates people and wants everything for himself. But in the inside, he's low-key a good person. And that's what I really love about the characters of the show. Anyway, episode 35, it's a little bit of a standalone episode where we learn more about Lust's character. It has a very tragic and stomach-churning and dark ending. Bleak ending. It's bleak. And it just, it's stuck to my head. It's burnt into my mind. And we have episode 36, where Al and Ed tried to save the Ishbalites from the military. And on episode 37, this is another one of those standalone episodes where it isn't really connected to the main storyline of the story, the main storyline of the show. But it's still really friggin' entertaining. The episode is essentially split into 3 parts. The first part is basically a day in Roy Mustang's life. And then the second part is Havoc. One of the people who works for Mustang wants a girlfriend. So the people, his colleagues in Mustang, tried to help Havoc get a girlfriend. And we also have the third part of the episode where the people who work for Mustang thought that they saw secret warehouse number 11, which is told to be a haunted place, a scary place. And it's 3 very irrelevant stories in the midst of the main storyline of the show, but it's still really, really friggin' entertaining for some reason. And all these 3 stories happened within 20 minutes, so it's compact. And it's really funny. The first 2 parts of the story is really funny. The last part is also really funny, but also a little suspenseful as well. And then we are back on episode 38, where Ed and Al tried to get Scar before Scar does anything stupid, because they think Scar is going to create the Philosopher's Stone, and if he does, things are going to happen. If you have watched the first 25 episodes, you know that to create the Philosopher's Stone, you need to kill like 10,000 people. Yeah, it's messed up. On the same episode, because I don't want to, again, I can't spoil anything to you guys, but one of the characters is actually a homunculus in disguise, and Winry and Sheshka were about to find out. However, this storyline didn't really continue until about 6 or 7 episodes later, so it isn't really all that relevant to the main story after all, but still, decent episode. And at episode 39, Ed and Al and Martel, who used to work for Greed, arrived at Lior, where they found Scar and tried to stop him, and then more characters showed up, and things happened. But the fun really starts since episode 40, though. It's such a leap in quality, and wow, it's really good. Not only does this episode consist of some wholesome plot twists and it connects the dots in very interesting ways, but also the ending really messed me up. Just when you think the character's safe, something pops up out of nowhere and shatters your expectations brutally and in a very unexpected way. Episodes 41 and 42 are two of the best episodes of the series as well, leading up to a climactic finale. The former episode brings together a reunion that we didn't know we need, but something we all deserve. And also, Lyra is really one of the most underrated characters of this show. She's such a badass, but again, if you have watched the whole thing... But oh my gosh, the fights in this episode are so damn heart-wrenching. When Ed saw Sloth for the first time, when Wrath heard the cry of a baby, when Kimberly, the explosive alchemist, fought against Scar and Al tried to stop them, and the twists are jaw-dropping. Yes, jaw-dropping. Episode 42 is even better, I'm afraid. For some reason, we get more depth to the character of Lust, which is amazing, poetic, but also tragic. But more importantly, Scar executed his master plan, which is never done before, never seen before, and its effects and impacts are visibly huge. Visibly. Which makes the ending of the episode a powerfully stunning one. And then we have episodes 43 and 44. They are a bit slower than the few previous episodes, but they're still friggin' amazing. Full of twists and turns, great character developments. A major character is revealed on episode 43, and the revelation is actually a very calm and peaceful one. It's not a violently shocking revelation, and I really appreciate that. Ed and Al ran away from the military on this episode only to get captured. Almost. Technically. Ed and Al thought Mustang would capture them or even kill them, but Mustang only looked for them because he wished they would seek his help. Which is another one of those amazing character moments where we see who Mustang really was. Episode 44 also has a great twist revolving around one of the low-key, most badass characters of the show, a character that I like a lot, and a character who's not, if you know what I mean. But there's another shocking revelation, as well as more action, which I really love. Anyway, episodes 45 to 51. Oh my gosh. Oh my friggin' gosh. So if the last few episodes are one big movie, episodes 45 would be the third last act. Episodes 46 to 47 would be the second last act, and 48 to 51 would be the last act and the ending. And boy, all of these episodes are stunning, to say the least. Episode 45 involves a fight that you would never expect to happen, but it happens, and it's a really huge fight that ended abruptly and made us wonder what happened next. On episode 46, a character returned again. Again, yes, the same character who showed up earlier in the show sort of disappeared, and then showed up again in the middle, and then sort of disappeared, and then showed up again at the end. And we also have Ed versus Wrath, the homunculus, and I don't want to spoil much, but given the complexity of Lust's character, it's really amazing to see Lust sort of almost becoming a good person. And then on episode 47 is the huge fight of the homunculi, featuring Ed. And there are more than one major character deaths in the episode, and all of these death scenes are stunning. They are heartbreaking, they are heart-wrenching, they are intense, and they are downright shocking. And some of the last words by these characters, they just leave a mark in your mind. They're like, it's friggin' crazy. Anyway, episode 48. It's a bit of a slow point again. The imposter Elric's brothers, they showed up again, and Ed made a brief return to the Central before going off to the epic finale of the series. And then we have episodes 49 to 51. Basically, the last act stretched into 60 minutes long of material plus the ending. And wow, I never thought the ending is gonna be this. It's gonna leave me this broken. It's just, you know what? I'm gonna throw in a huge spoiler alert. But if you don't want to listen to spoilers, basically all I have to say is that this is the most unexpected, the most powerful ending that you can ever have on a show like this. And I have no idea how would Brotherhood top this, because this is already like, this is mind-blowing and not solely mind-blowing, but also heart-shattering, because it has so much emotions in it. It just, anyway, spoiler alert, here we go. On episode 49 to 51, basically, two things are happening. Two things. So there are 4 homunculi left. We have Wrath, the boy. We have Gluttony, the fat dude who eats everything, who really likes lust. Wrath really likes Sloth, but both Sloth and Lust already died. So now they are both very emotionally distressed. And then we also have Pride, who's a really powerful homunculus who's disguised as the president of the alchemists. And we also have Envy, who can shapeshift, who's also really powerful, who killed Hughes. I mean, dude, she's a really bad person who deserves to get killed. So, Mustang learned that the president is a homunculus thanks to Al telling him, I think Al and Ed told him. But yeah, basically, Mustang's gonna go to the president and straight up kill him. That's his plan. And then at the same time, Edward's gonna go to a secret place where the imposter Elric brothers told Edward that other than the 5th laboratory, there's another really huge place where this whole Philosopher's Stone thing happened. Okay, so I have to be extra quiet now because somebody just came to my apartment, so I need to be like super duper quiet. I don't know if you can hear this or not, but anyway, where was I? Right, so on the Mustang part of things, Mustang almost died actually, but he found the skull of the president, because if you want to steal or kill a homunculus, you need to weaken him or her, and to do that you need to use a piece of the body that the homunculus is used to be, because homunculus are made from failed human transmutations. So you need to use that to weaken the homunculi. So Mustang used that, and it's just one really intense scene. But what really shocked me to the core is the scene where Ed found out about the underground city, where he found an entire city underground and everyone's dead. There were no one there. It was shocking. It was bone chilling, because we know all of them died for the Philosopher's Stone the last time somebody made it. And apparently all 7 of the homunculi has a master, and that is Dante, who is now in Lyra's body. Lyra actually died on the episode Greed Died. And basically Al was captured again. Envy captured him and basically forced Al on the ground and tried to use Al to extract the Philosopher's Stone, because if you remember the last time the entire Leor basically blew up and Al became the Philosopher's Stone, that's a crazy episode. But anyway, Ed arrived, and Ed accidentally went to the other side of the gate and went to the real world, to London, and meet his dad. And that's shocking. Apparently the other side of the gate is the real world. We're here. We're at the other side of the gate. But anyway, at the end, Envy killed Ed. Ed died. Yes, that was shocking. And then Al saw it, and Al somehow saved Ed. And Al sacrificed himself. And then Ed woke back up, and then Ed sacrificed himself to save Al, to revive Al. So now Al's alive again. But when he woke up, he's in a new body, and all his memories are reset. So he woke up as a 10-year-old, and he didn't have any memories of the entire show, of what happened in the entire show. And that's just really depressing. It's like at the end, Al had a happy ending, but also not, because something's missing. Something really important's missing, and it just feels broken and not there. And of course, Ed is at the other side of the gate in Munich, Germany with his dad. He's trying to make a rocket because he thinks that he can go back to the other side of the gate with a rocket. And the last shot is literally Ed just raising his automail arms into the sky while Al raised his human arms into the sky. And it's a really beautiful ending shots. And at the end, Dante died. Gluttony ate her, I think, but it's off screen, so we're not sure. And that's basically it. And at the end, Ed didn't end up with Winry. It's really depressing, really sad, and it feels like there could have been a season 2, but it's the ending. And I really love endings like this. Endings like this make us want for more, but we know that it's too broken and too final for there to be more. And that's what I really love about the ending of Fullmetal Alchemist. But yeah, anyway, I love the show. I think even though there are filler episodes in the first half of the show, I think basically every single episode is just as entertaining, just as compact, a lot of twists and turns, amazing characters written really well with a lot of depth and character developments, and a lot of badass characters as well, a lot of entertaining fights that are written very, very creatively, and the ending just leaves you in total shock. Yeah, I am saying that Fullmetal Alchemist is mind-blowing, and I am giving it a strong 9 out of 10. Yes. So, have you watched Fullmetal Alchemist, the 2003 version? From 1 to 10, how much did you rate it? Like if you like it, and subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.